Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we've got Jay White, we've got Juice Robinson, we've got Bullet Club Gold. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. As you can see, we have Jay White and Juice Robinson. And disclaimer, I had to re-record that intro like 5 times because I could not say Bullet Club Gold. I said Bullet Glub. I said Bullet Gold. I was just slaughtering it. I could not get it all together. I don't know what the deal was, but here we are. Got it all figured out. So we've got Jay White and Juice Robinson, and I have been waiting for different pieces for a while now. And originally I had picked up the Juice Robinson head scan from House 14. He put up the pledge and I immediately signed up to pay for that. I was really excited when I saw that because I wanted to make a Juice Robinson for a while. Even when he was in NXT, was it CJ Parker was his name? Like, I thought he was a funny character, and I was kind of disappointed we never got a basic of him at the very least. But here we are. We've got Juice Robinson now, and again, that's from House 14. Then the Jay White head is from Headeration. But the Juice Robinson originally, Curb Stomp had his jeans decals up, which was fine. He had wrestled in those. He wrestles in those most of the time. But then at All In at Wembley, Juice wore the tights. He wore some gold, just some normal wrestling tights with gold knee pads. And I saw Curb Stomp upload those to his website, and immediately I ordered those. So I do have both sets of decals. As I get going here, I might end up piecing together that other Juice Robinson and just having both of them. I'll just need to order another head at some point. But today the focus is Juice from All In. The formula here is some Dolph Ziggler thighs, some Lex Luger calves, and then tall boots I think are also from Lex Luger, and then the arms and torso are just from my fodder bin. It's just that Daniel Bryan mold. But when I was looking these up, I always look up the heights and make sure they're in scale, and for some reason I was thinking Juice was small. His build height is 6'3". I've never noticed him being like especially tall. I'm used to the most wrestlers now being like 5'10", 6 feet, 6'1". Like Jay White, I think his build height is 6'1", and apparently Juice Robinson is 6'3", which was a surprise to me. But his counterpart over here, we've got Jay White. I did make a Jay White a long time ago, and I pieced what I made. I was happy with. It was fine, but I've gotten a lot better since then. I like the formula I have a lot here. So I've got some John Morrison upper legs, and like that's got the belt mold, it's got the pants mold obviously, and then the lower legs, I think those are just from a Goldust figure actually, and that worked out real well with the height. The torso's from a Finn Balor figure, which I think the arms might also be as well. And then the decals for Jay White are actually from 3XR Studios. So I've got a mix in here. We've got House 14, Headeration, Curb Stomp, and 3XR all in here, well represented today. So it's a team effort. I still want to make the guns to go with these guys. Don't have those head scans. I've seen some out there. I might track down eventually, but today we've got Jay and Juice. Ready to get to it. All right, first thing I'm going to do here is get the head painted up for Jay White. So just going to get a few layers on here, and I try to just keep this mix of paint so that it's pretty consistent when I'm painting heads. And I have a video you can check out if you want to see that. So Jay White is going to be the pale skin tone. Juice is going to be the tan skin tone. And really, there's not a huge difference between them, but you'll kind of see it more like once it's all painted up. And then as I do layers on those, I'm going to get the bodies ready as well. So just got to get the design off of Jay. His is pretty simple, not too much, like really no painting. I might paint over some spots that maybe the black doesn't come off well, but just got to get it all clean. His is obviously all black, so
Gonna get that covered up so we can just put the decals on, not worry about the design too much. But I did decide on the back I was just going to paint up, like I have enough that I have to paint over on the back there, so I'm just going to paint over that logo because it was kind of hard to get that off. So got the front off fine, the back was kind of a pain, so just kind of called an audible there. But with Juice, what I'm going to do first is paint with the like butterscotch paint that I have, which is kind of like a tan, not gold, but more like a tan color. But then when I go over that with the gold metallic, it'll look much better. So that's how I'm gonna do that's how I do the gold and the silver when I paint metallic colors, is I'll put like a flat color and then I'll color over it with the metallic afterwards. So then obviously painted that black over Jay, and I'm gonna do the hair. For the hair, when people have black hair, brown hair, it'll typically come across darker in pictures. You see someone with black hair, but I don't want, like, painting it just plain black, I don't like. So what I do is take some brown and I mix it with black, and then I get that dark look. They get that dark hair, but it doesn't look like a glossy jet black, and that's what I'm going for with my Jay White here. And I'm gonna do the same tone for both the beard and the hair. With Juice, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So he does have brown hair, and it does kind of fit, like he's got a lighter color on the end of his hair, and then his beard as well. I'm going to try and fade it a little bit. So I'm going to paint the hair like give it a brown, and then I'm going to come in with a lighter color and just kind of like dry brush over it to kind of give it that look. And there's a ton of texture to this hair, so a lot that I can do with it. I've been excited to paint this head for a while. It's kind of hard to come across on screen, but like I said, with this beard, I'm doing a fade, so I'm gonna just make it a little bit darker on the end and then a little bit lighter once it gets closer to his face, just so again it doesn't look like just a flat paint color, which I don't like. I like to have some texture to it, which is like one of the things I like about Mattel with their True Effects, is that you get that texture, you get that fading a little bit. But there, just real quickly, you can see I did the gold on the tights, and I don't know how well you can tell, but it makes a huge difference. The boots here, I wasn't quite sure on the design, so I did have to go back in, look at a few pictures, and it turns out it wasn't just the decals I was going to have to do. I was going to have to put red and everything on top of it. Here you got a sneak appearance by my head, apparently. Got my glasses in there, but doing the shoelaces, got to make those black. I painted the red around the base, and then the decals are just going to go on top of that. So decal wise, we've got the waistband, and then there's a little Bullet Club logo, and then of course we've got the Juice that goes on the back, and then the boot decals are going to be what we get to last here.
All right, time to finish things up, and these, I don't know, I feel like I've kind of been on a roll, just being really happy with my customs. I've definitely finished some, just kind of been like, that's fine, but not lately. I feel like I've just been really happy with what I've been able to do, and especially these. I've seen a lot of Jay White customs. 3XR Studio does fantastic customs of Jay White. And I think Soulwave Studios, he does a lot of Jay Whites too. And I'm really happy with mine. I do have this decal kind of scuffed up here, so I'm gonna have to touch it up a little bit. But outside of that, I'm really happy. I think the formula worked really well. I'm really happy with that. Obviously, you can look at the heads and hands. I think those are painted pretty well. Jay White was pretty straightforward. I didn't do anything too fancy with him. It was a really easy, really quick custom for that Jay White. But then the Juice Robinson, I had so much fun with this one. I think the the head scan is really nice. I did show some of my friends, they said that the head looked like really long, and I agree. The hair, like I think with the expression and the long beard, it definitely gives him like a long head. But as crazy as Juice Robinson is, it totally works for me. I still don't know if I believe that he's 6'3" like Google told me, but that's what we went with for today. I had a lot of fun with these boots. I think they turned out really well. I did have to look at pictures, so the decals only were the flames, so I had to paint the rest red, and then I painted the shoelaces, but I love how they turned out. The attire turned out really well. I have no complaints about this Juice. I had a lot of fun painting this head. So I try to do like a little bit of fading in the beard, which I don't know if you can quite tell on camera, but the eyes are always a pain. I also tried to give him a little bit, yeah, it's hard to tell in the pictures, but I tried to give him a little lighter color at the end because he does have his roots are darker. I don't know, maybe if we back it up you can tell. I don't know. Can you tell it's like darker up here and then just fades like a little lighter a little bit, but that's what I was going for. It wasn't like super like a huge contrast, but overall I'm super happy with these guys. I'm gonna have to get the guns done as well sometime. I think they're coming in the Jazzwares line, but who knows when we're gonna get them. Like they've announced stuff so far out that it like I don't even like get excited necessarily because things change, people leave, and it's Jazzwares. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. I'm happy here with my Jay White, my Juice Robinson. I was going to do Juice in his jeans attire, but decided to wait until I get a new head scan with like his sunglasses head scan. I'm going to get that from Headeration, but eventually I'll get there. So that is going to wrap everything up for today. The first two members I'm making of Bullet Club Gold. If you want to check out some more Work in Progress Wednesdays, I have plenty on the channel, a full playlist of them if you want to go watch those. I appreciate the support. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.